Hey everybody, this is Abby from Realistic Kitchen and Gardens. Today is Thursday, Saturday 19th. We are exactly 3 weeks away from our first estimated frost date. So let's get started. This video is going to be very loud in the background. First of all, we have the geese right here. My 6 pilgrim geese. They are excellent alarm animals, which is the reason I got them. But we also have a lot of vultures circling lately. So you'll hear the geese randomly scream out because they're alarming about the vultures. No, I don't know what the vultures are going after. Also, there's a house out yonder over here somewhere that's getting its roof done. So sorry for all the noise. Welcome to life. Okay, let's get going. I'm gonna start just skipping over the rows that are empty because there's just about as many empty rows as there are occupied rows at this point. So row A, Lincoln, I warned you, Lincoln shilling peas, basically completely dried out. I haven't been maintaining them at all. This is, I think, jade Brussels sprouts. These are a lot shorter than the others, you'll see in a minute. I did water these yesterday or the day before. Of the 7, 3 just simply dried out. But I think that was more during planting than, or transplanting than after. So, and then we have cabbages. I think this is Varroa. I can see that tag. So there's 3 Varroa. 1, 2, 3. I need to weed. And then there are 6 tiara cabbages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys are looking the most promising of the cabbages at this point. The cabbages don't look bad. I'm not doing any red cabbages. As much as I like red cabbages, it's pretty. It does make a mess though. For some reason it takes so much longer than a green cabbage does. And then the last 3 are Pixie Baby, which is more of a container variety, but they're all small type cabbages, about 1 to 2 pounds. And then last is Hestia Brussels sprouts, which are more upright. They're not as bushy, but they're doing pretty well. And look at that, I even remembered to uncover these things for y'all. I have been keeping the shade cloth on. It's been hot still. I mean, it's gonna be, I think, 85 today. And then here's this raggedy little patch at the end of B. This is where I seeded some lettuce, and there's these little guys, which I think is the Butter Crunch, if I remember correctly. I did three different seedings of lettuces, which I haven't seen. Maybe that little guy, maybe. I just watered, so these are easier for y'all to see. And then the rest of this is, well, that's a violet, but this is spinach. This is the Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. I just kind of scattered it and I figured I'd thin it later. Blue ribbon broccoli, large hybrid heading type from Gurney Seeds. I tried them in the spring and they did okay. So I figured I'd give them a good try this time. Not in 90-degree weather. Haha. Well, at least towards their heading. And then this is Bravado broccoli, which is a, I think it's technically an heirloom. I'd have to double check. It's not specifically a hybrid. Hybrids a lot of times have the hybrid vigor, so they're a lot bigger and hardier than like an heirloom is. There's pros and cons to both, but this is a smaller variety of heading. There's 3. Here is the Winter Landsea green kale trucking along. And then This is the purple sprouting broccoli. One, that one died off. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the biggest by far. 7, 8. So I did 8, but I'm down to 7, which is all right. This does, if you followed me last fall at the smaller property, these produce smaller florets that are about yay to yay big, extremely cold hardy, can tolerate a frost, but they put out a lot of the little florets that are purple-ish. They're green with a little purple tinge on the floret part. And then these two are Denali cauliflower, which is white. These two are Clementine cauliflower, which is orange. These middle two, which look really good. Not that you can really see this one. That one looks pretty good too. These are both Vita Verde, which is green. And then again, we go back to Denali, Clementine, and then Denali, because I was apparently feeling artistic when I did this. C is basically empty, boarded over with, this was where the dry beans were, and then Veller bush beans are done. Dried out, too hot, not cared for, not harvested, done. D was spring brassicas, done and empty. I did want to do a cover crop, but it was too hot and dry. And that is purple moon kale, which is very similar to winter Landsea. It's just purple. Has been viciously shredded by cabbage loopers and armyworms. That's why I cover all my brassicas. I specifically uncovered for y'all today. E was where all my tomatoes and peppers were. Those are out and I need to cover this. F was potatoes. I got one small batch after seeding in March and then harvesting in July, which was very early because of the heat and the drought this year. And then I tried a second batch of potatoes and nothing came of it. So we just have a pile of straw. G, I need to tear these out. Rio Grande Verde tomatillos. They did decently, but again, the drought hit them both. I only got 2 pounds off these 2 plants, so that was sad. Celery, Utah tall celery is about the only thing that's left in here. There's, I think, 6 of them. Celery is a moisture loving plant, so it's not doing well, and I haven't tried to make it do well. This row is going to be the row for onions, onions in general. So I'm going to do this half, which is where the spring carrots were. I'm going to do this half as overwintering red, yellow, and shallots. Not sure if the shallots will survive, but that's what I'm going to do. And then this half will be for spring planted onions. And I think I will get a small batch, probably 1 bunch each of Ringmaster, which is white, and Patterson, which is yellow again. So we'll see how that goes. H was okra and cucumbers and zucchini. They've long been out. Here's the okra, the orange jing okra that's left. I'm basically just letting these stay on for seed pods to try to save seed, since orange jing is an actual heirloom. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, this will be, that's what else I wanted to say. This will be the row for all the garlic. So when the garlic comes, probably later this month, if not early to mid-October, this is where all the garlic will go. I'll probably do 3 deep, 2 of a hard neck, and then 1 all the way down of a soft neck. I am doing multiple hard necks though. And then this hot mess is the area that was climbing honey nut. There's I think only 2 fruit left. I harvested again the other day and got another, I think, 6. So climbing honey nut did really well, and very disease resistant, copious amounts of fruit that are a decent size, and pretty resilient to, there's the other one, and pretty resilient to squash vine borer. I also think I managed to plant, so I started all of my cucurbits. So cucumbers, I didn't start the zucchini, pumpkins, and all the gourd type squashes indoors this year. And I think it gave them just enough of a jump start to be done as all the squash vine borers were coming in, which is about now. The pumpkins were starting to get hit, but apparently pumpkins are their favorite. Sweet nut, acorn squash did horribly. Night shift acorn, which there is one there still, but it's definitely not going to ripen. It's turning yellow, and its ripe color is supposed to be green, so that's not going to finish either. Plus the vines are dead. Night shift acorn did really well. I think I got 6 or 8. Yeah, I know. I think I got 6 or 8 squash from the 2 really prolific vines that actually survived of the 4 I seeded. And then Lady Godiva did pretty well. I think I got 6 squash total. Did I pick this one, or is there one more out here? I can't remember. No, I guess I picked it. So I harvested all the pumpkins, and I officially got 6 squash from 3 vines, which totaled 30 pounds. So it's an average roughly of 6-pound squashes, pumpkins. And they're also pepita squashes, pepita pumpkins. So they had the hull-less pumpkin seeds in them. And I've been loving them. I roasted them from the first squash I opened. I haven't opened any others. And they're just so good. And then the only other 2 actually living things in the garden now is this bulb fennel dragon hybrid. Don't know when these were seeded. I think I seeded them in, must have been early to mid-July, because it's a 90-day harvest. I need to water them again. And they are not frost tolerant, so they need to be harvested before the frost. I know we see vultures. Oh my goodness. Vultures don't attack geese. They're just being good alarm animals. These should, in theory, get pretty big, but they're planted right on top of clay, so we'll see. But they are not frost hardy. These are the licoricey, anisey kind of flavored vegetable that I treat as a root vegetable. They're excellent with pork. Anyway, and the last thing is all of my carrots, which are doing pretty good. I mean, the soil's been quite dry. These are Bolero Nantes carrots that I seeded, I think, if I remember correctly, in mid-July, but I'm gonna have to double check that. These are 75 day variety. They're obviously struggling with how dry the soil is. I did try to break up the soil a bit with sand when I prepared this area, but dry ground is hard ground, and it's very difficult on this kind of surface to get water to penetrate deeply, to really get it to water in, other than just the first quarter inch of soil. So we'll see how they do. I haven't had a really good carrot harvest. This is my 3rd year major league gardening. So this is definitely my biggest successful seeding crop, but I may make some modifications if I'll always try to plant carrots. I'll probably only do 3 rows next year and do a shallow trough down the middle so that water can get a little deeper. We'll see. And last up is this very pitiful little patch of Thalia dill. I know it's very hard to see in the camera. I'm surprised this is doing as good as it is because they don't like the heat, and again, it's been really hot. And this patch was supposed to be parsnips, but those were supposed to be seeded back in, I think it was June. That's a baby pumpkin and it's not going to make it. I think I seeded them back in June, and I didn't have the carrot boards made yet, those wooden boards over there. So they just didn't get to germinate. It was too hot. That was the period of time that was in the 90s. So parsnips aren't, yeah, I know. Parsnips aren't the most important crop. I definitely would rely more on carrots than I would parsnips. But anyway, short one. It's gonna get shorter, and I think once the frost hits, I'll probably only do a tour every other week, just because as the days get shorter, things slow down. Almost everything growing slows down. So I won't bother doing a weekly tour of, yep, this barely grew. Yeah, that's about it. So other plans going into the fall. Next month we're going to be renting a wood chipper to, I'm going to cardboard all the paths, all the walkways. And so cardboard, and then we're going to do wood chips. So we're going to chip up all of the branches and things that came down from those trees in the storm in, I think it was June or July, that weird straight wind. So we're gonna do that, and that's probably about it. I'm just running out of flexibility and energy closer and closer we get to December, since I'm due with our first baby in December. So we're getting there. The garden's doing pretty good. Things that will survive a frost in here is the carrots, since they're underground. Most of the brassicas. I've seen some cabbages get destroyed with the frost. Brussels sprouts will be fine in the frost. I know the sprouting broccoli will be fine with the frost. That kind of thing. So most of it will be okay. I was gonna try to do another round of peas, but I just haven't. It's been hot enough during the day that I don't want to be out here. Gotta love energy. Anyway, that's about it. I'll stop rambling. If you like this kind of stuff, please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And follow my Facebook page for daily shenanigans, Realistic Kitchen and Gardens. Thanks. Bye.